So how does somebody go about becoming a presidential candidate? Well, the very first step is you have to be eligible. You must be at least 35 years of age, be a native-born U.S. citizen, and have lived in the U.S. for at least 14 years. The next step is you need to declare your candidacy. You can do that on a television commercial or maybe on a live TV show. And then you have to register with the Federal Election Commission once you start raising and spending money. After that, you need to raise some serious cash in the United States in order to run for president. You can do that any number of ways. You can access funding from the Federal Election Commission, which some campaigns choose not to do. You can raise money from individual supporters, people who will give you $5, $10, or even $100. You can access money from very wealthy donors who might be able to give you larger checks. You can also get funding from PACs or super PACs that collect money from interested parties. Now that you've raised your money, you need to actually spend it. So running a campaign in the United States, especially for president, is a very expensive proposition. You need a campaign staff. You need to move them from place to place. You need to buy hats and buttons and yard signs. You need to be able to buy lots of television and online advertising to get the word out about your campaign, your issues, and your message. Now, it's important to remember, when you start the campaign, you're not quite yet running for president, you're running for your party's nomination. So in 2020, we had many people running for the Democratic nomination in order to compete with President Trump in the general election. So how did we go from 25 interested people down to Joe Biden? Well, in the 2020 election, we had a number of primary debates where many interested candidates stood on a stage and spoke with each other. It's important, however, that these candidates don't try and put too much distance between each other, because when it comes to the general election, they're going to want their fellow Democrats' endorsement. The real point of the primary and caucus system in the United States is to get delegates, because these delegates are going to vote for you at the national convention. Every state has different rules about how you get delegates. You can get delegates through a primary or through a caucus, and you can take a look at our other video on primaries and caucuses for more details. But by the summer before the election, you're going to have all those delegates that you've gained through the primary process come to a large national convention and vote for you to be your party's nominee. Obviously, this year, under COVID conditions, those national conventions were held virtually instead of in person.